Hey everybody, just finishing up the last fire steel in my series here. Just got a bunch of fire steels in the mail series. We'll call it unofficially. And what I want to present to you is the nanoSTRIKER XL version. This is their extra large version. Now I've already got this paracorded up. Just took the core strands out of some paracord, and I have it set up for neck carry. I always, since I got this knife, my Sparrow 3 from Diving Sparrow, is always on my neck rather than pick the camera up off and try and get it back into place here. So what I've done is I just hang this, and it just sits around my neck and hangs about like so. And I've just started carrying this with me now. Don't even know what's there. I mean, obviously there's next to no weight. They sell a titanium version of this for a little better than double the price. The nanoSTRIKER XL here goes for, I want to say, 32 and change. It's about my cutoff for fire steels. I think this is well worth it. Just first impressions. Fit and finish, you know, again, just fantastic. Got the Exotax logo, just scrolls around the center on the outside here, and they've got up here, if I can get this in camera, they've got nanoSTRIKER XL printed up there. It's a three-piece system. This part here is the handle for the striker. It just unscrews like so. It's got its own little rubber seal, little O-ring there, and there's your striker. First impression on that is it's a little bit on the small side. Now I already scraped the coating off this just so I didn't have to do it on camera, and I'll tell you, it's a little on the small side for me, for my hands. I mean, to me this is more of a backup fire steel than it's going to be an everyday. My everyday fire steels are, you know, something you stick in your fire steel loop on a sheath, right? As of right now, that happens to be the fire rod from Exotax. See how that holds up. But so far so great. Really impressed with their fire steels, their ferro rods specifically. The other half of this unscrews like so, O-ring there, and there's your fire rod on the inside, and fire steel on the inside. And like the fire rod, I was trying to say, this screws out and can be replaced when you manage to burn through that. Just screw that back in, make sure she's nice and snug. So once you unscrew this from your housing, flip it around, screws back on, and then you've got yourself the handle for your ferro rod, which is, you know, really clever, really straightforward idea. Really like that. Like I said, that's your striker there. A little block up here to probably block the wind. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Not the need to hear me, you just need to see what's going on. And like I said, it's a little awkward for my hands. I find it a little small. Even just scraping the coating off, I noticed that the edges of the scraper are a little square for me. I'd like to see that rounded a lot more than it is, just to cut down on it biting into your fingers. This is the design of this striker too. I'm finding is requiring it to be on the right angle. See if I can actually get it to work here. Eh? Like I said, you got to get the striker on the right angle. And I haven't gotten used to it yet, as you can tell. However, just to demonstrate the actual ferro rod itself. And most people, I would say probably 9 out of 10 people, are going to use the back of their knife. So the ferro rod itself is fantastic. The ferro rod works very well. Does a great job. You just have to figure out the striker, or again, as I said, you'll end up using your knife spine, etc. A couple gunshots in the background there. In a pinch, you can get this to work. I'm just there we go. There we go. I'm just being a yutz and it's not working for me, but you can see it works. Like I said, on my mitts, I'm finding this a little hard to get a hold of, but you know, it is a keychain type EDC backup in a sense. For me, it's going to be a backup. It's just going to be something I can keep on me and have the ability to get a fire going. So I guess I have to say the only complaint would be the size of the handle on this, the edges of it for my hands, and the striker. Would be nice if the striker was probably twice as long as it is. You can see how small that is. And I've watched videos, and that's been pretty much the only complaint I've noticed as well, really, is the striker. The handle's a little small, but the striker's small. So double the length on that Exotax, and I think you guys would have it nailed. And there's a bit of a, they've got a bit of a shape to that, sort of an I-beam or an I shape. I think they could do away with that as well, and just put a nice square slab of carbide in, you know, just kind of like that, nothing fancy. Just square edges. I think you'd be fine. I don't know business side of it, design side of it, but I'd have to think you could save yourself some money not having to machine that shape out and just go with a square piece. Just my 2 cents. Like I said, other than that, very happy with it, and it's not an issue for me, as I said, because I'm either going to use the spine or my striker, which I keep clipped to my belt anyways, so it's not an issue. If I'm going to have this on my neck hanging, rather than take the whole thing apart, all I'm going to do is unscrew that, leave that hanging around my neck, and then just go from there. Just take this off, pop it, turn it around, use my scraper, use my knife. It's windy, so they're kind of blowing all over the place on me. Come on, there we go. Not quite doing it hard or fast enough, but like I said, good fire steel, great, works great, and that's what I'll end up doing, so I'm not worried about the striker anyways. But for those of you who would be, it's a minor thing, it really is. Everything, it seems, needs a bit of tweaking for everybody. There's always going to be something somebody's going to want to see tweaked. Me personally, that's what I'd like to see tweaked. Softer edges, straight, simple, and double the length scraper. But again, fantastic fit and finish. Great ferro rod, as you saw. Got a little loop up on the top here even for a keychain, that type of thing. I'm sure you get through there. And then of course it's got the bigger one through the scraper, where you could definitely get a keychain, paracord, whatever you want. Yeah, that's about it. I don't have anything else to say. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. As always, any questions, comments, requests, please do not hesitate to ask. I'm always willing to answer questions, shoot little responses, whatever you need me to do. Perfectly fine. I got this in blaze orange as well. I don't have that with me right now. It's at home. But really liking the olive drab. Blaze orange was the same as the fire rod. Really nice. Really happy with it, you know. Definite thumbs up. Would recommend, so far, would recommend this to anybody. I don't see any issues with it at all. Not at all. So, again, hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching, and be well.